Diablo 4 is largely just a redemption arc for Blizzard. They've been needing a hit for a long time. Um, Diablo 3, in particular, was kind of a sore spot for a lot of people. It wasn't as good as Diablo 2, which you can never match Diablo 2, especially what that has done for, the action RPG genre. But Diablo 3 had a long tail. It was a redemption arc largely with Reaper of Souls. And so going into this game, I had fairly high expectations because especially since I played like the closed alpha and I played a couple betas, and the only thing I was really worried about is whether they would pull off the open world stuff. By and large, they have, and so it feels populated. It feels like there's tons of different things to do. Before you can do little dungeons, you can do these like all these little side quest events, and there's several different varieties, and they stack on top of each other. A lot of times you can do multiple ones at the same time. And they feel really good. It feels good to go from point A to point B. Sometimes getting some of those like lillth statues, that's kind of annoying as hell to me, but you only got to do it once. But it's one of those things that it comes together as a whole package overall. I was iffy on it at first because Diablo's always been about, going into the dungeons and half of it being randomized and all that stuff. And so with all of these static places, I was worried that they wouldn't be able to pull this off or keep this interesting. But overall, I'm very pleased with the progression of the game. Now, there's some things going on in the with classes, like later on. There's some unbalanced things. You just gotta hope that Blizzard's slow ass eventually gets around and fixes them. Hey, as a sorceress, I don't like my all resistance and stuff not working at all. But I just run with 40,000 defensive tools, and I was able to get around pretty good. But I really like the skills in this game. It feels similar to Diablo 3, but it isn't. There's a little bit less barf on the screen, but it's a lot easier to see what you're doing. And they got rid of the whole set mechanic that with Diablo 3 got really kind of stuck in and couldn't get out of. But there's still problems as far as like there's only a couple good skills, at least for sorceress. I think that stuff like vulnerable is way too good, or at least everything else is way too bad. It feels like it was, especially, I was hoping to do a fire build, and fire sucks. Just to be straight up honest, it's awful. But it's fun as heck to play, especially with your buddies. And what I was really excited about was I don't feel ripped off while I'm playing it. Even if you go to the shop and you see, like from the store, they want like $25 for each costume or something. I ain't even added up how many hundreds of dollars they want for this crap. I felt that it was a complete standalone. Just your vanilla launch is worth the $70 or the $80 if you did to get the early release. But I like the campaign. I skipped all the cutscenes. I've got no idea what the story is. I think it's about something about fighting demons. I'm not really sure. But it's one of those things where you play it once and then you do the seasonal stuff. And really where this game is going to shine is going to be in its long tail. Blizzard will often screw this up. I'm almost certain they're going to screw this up somehow. They're either over monetize it or they'll leave it barren like Overwatch 2. But as it is, playing it right now all the way through, it's great. And so I highly recommend that you give this a run, especially if it's your first Diablo. They'll ease you into it pretty good bit. I've got no idea how deep the lore goes, whether you just skip all the cutscenes. You don't need to know what's going on. There's something about demons. Kill the demons. Stop the demons from eating all the treasure. They got 40,000 pants. You just blow them up and they're like pants pop out and you wear the pants. Is that a way to introduce people to Diablo? Sure, man, why not? But there's some things in here that I think are really damn cool. Like the Helltides are great. Some of the world events and stuff. A lot of that happens after you've done the story, and so the post game is pretty solid as it is. They got to iron out some balances with the classes, but overall, this is something I strongly recommend that you at least give it a try.